Welcome back. Don't forget to get tickets to our show, eventbrite.com. Search the Jason Show. Our guest today has been called the real-life McDreamy of the nursing world. On TikTok, Nurse Mikael gives his followers a glimpse into his life, both inside and outside of the hospital. Look.
If you're thinking about becoming a nurse, do it. Do it. You have job security. This is going to be a rant on how secure you are if you go into healthcare.
Mikael has been an ICU nurse for 3 years and loves to promote all of the positivity in the nursing field. Audience, give it up for the nurse, my friends.
Hey, thanks.
Welcome, welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my God. What? I always like to know the origin of why people do what they do.
Yeah.
What was it about nursing that spoke to you?
I love caring for people, like first and foremost, that's my biggest goal. But I have this core moment of when I was a kid. I was at a summer camp, and some girl was on a go-kart. We were driving crazy, so shouldn't have been driving like that. But she fell off, broke her wrist, and everyone was trying to help her, and I didn't know how to do that. And that was a moment of feeling powerless that I'm like, I don't ever want to feel that again. So that was the moment where I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go into nursing.
Did you, because I say this to the audience, I never wavered.
Yeah.
I always, like you, childhood moment, I knew what I wanted to do and stuck to it.
Yep.
And then when my friends vacillated between careers, I thought, you don't know what you want to do. Did that calling, did you ever vacillate from what you wanted to do?
Yeah, actually, I became a pilot before I was a nurse. I was flying.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was going to go fly for Delta, the whole thing, but it turns out I like people more than planes, and because it ran in my family. My dad flew planes.
How far did you get down the line to be a pilot?
I got my pilot's license.
Did you?
Yeah, private pilot's license, but not to the point where you can actually get paid for it. So yeah, and then unfortunately, it was an expensive hobby. But then I finally got to the point where I was like, I don't think I want to do this, and I stopped kind of right before I dumped a whole lot more money into it.
Did you know what area of nursing you wanted to get into, or were you pretty open and to exploring what side of it you wanted to do?
I had no clue. I had no medical background, nothing. I didn't know even what medicine was essentially.
Yeah.
But so I started med surg. I was that for a year, and then that actually almost made me quit nursing altogether because med surg was just too much. And if you're a nurse, there are different specialties.
What is it? I mean, explain it to us mere mortals.
It's crazy. Med-surg is crazy. That's what it is. It's just chaos all the time. And for me personally, I needed a little bit more structure in my day, in my shift. And so I decided, you know what, maybe this isn't right for me. So I chose a couple other things like home care. And then finally someone mentioned ICU. And I'm like, well, that sounds terrifying. Like coding people all the time, like that's sickest of the sick. And I just decided, you know what, let's just go for it. Why not? And that I've been doing for 3 years, and it was the right call.
With ICU, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, I got to tell you, not only because you're an online sensation, but truly, I wanted to have you on. We wanted to have you on because I teachers, and I love nurses, and I love the medical field, and I think they, especially following COVID, you guys don't get the attention and the credit that you deserve for really just doing great work.
Thank you.
What is it? What was it the first day like in the ICU for you?
Man.
Were you just scared out of your mind?
Absolutely. Imposter syndrome hit so hard. For a second, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. Why? I don't know what is happening. But I had great preceptors, great people teaching you. And I think that's also part of what I want to promote is this is a field of nursing in healthcare. It's a hard job, and if you don't have other nurses supporting you, when you're a new nurse, you will not survive. And so I was working with a ton of people who were very supportive in me, and when I didn't get something right, they were kind enough to let me know, but they let me know in a gentle way, in a way that didn't make me feel stupid, in a way that wanted me to do better. And so that's also something that I think is huge, and we need more of.
Going on what I said earlier, what do you think is an irritating misconception about nurses and nursing that you would like a platform to share, not just on your TikTok? What drives you a little crazy? Like a misconception? Yeah.
A misconception that we're that we can't organize maybe. I think nurses maybe get a bad rap for just being all over the place. We are, or also just being lazy when we're at home. There's a reason we're making decisions left and right for 12 hours. We have to be on the clock, just sharp. And so when we get home, yeah, we're gonna rot a little bit. We're not gonna do much. Yeah, laundry piles up, I will say that.
Yeah, and you're making, I gotta say, again, I can identify in a very less serious way. No, and unless Erin needs CPR in a few minutes and I'm willing to give it to her,
ready,
no one's counting on me, that's right.
Yeah.
Or I'll let the nurse do that.
I got you.
But my friend, I get it. I get it. When you get home, you've made 800 decisions.
Yes.
And even someone asking you, what would you like for dinner,
it's too
makes
much.
you want to just crawl on the floor and cry.
Exactly. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm making ramen. Like, it's even deciding ingredients to put in. I'm like, that's too much.
It's too much.
Too much. Yep.
Because people are coming at you all day.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did this man go from nursing to a TikTok sensation? We'll talk more when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. I hear you in a much different way.
Let's make it.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we were just talking during the break. It's a great day for the booking. Bjorn did great because this is today the anniversary of your
TikTok.
Explain what
Today was the first day that I posted. What was it? 2023 is when I posted my first TikTok that blew up, and then it just was from there.
Okay, so the origin, So we talked about the origin of you in the medical field.
Yeah.
What inspired you to take your love of nursing and your occupation and share that with an audience?
I think, I've definitely I never had TikTok until 2023. So actually I'm very much an introvert and never was in social media. But I would know of these people like Nurse John. He's very famous. He's one of those big TikTokers. So I knew of it and I was like, okay, how can I bring that? I wanted to merge, social media and nursing, and I felt like this was the best way. And also through comedy, I think that's how we survived too. And there would always be funny things that I'm like, this is kind of funny. I wasn't seeing anyone else make it, so I was like, I guess I'll make it. So
isn't that another thing when we were talking about misconceptions of the job? I always tell people, I was in news for years, and I always tell sometimes when people ask in the audience, I said, the things we laugh at in the business, because we are inundated with horrible things really all day long.
Yeah.
It would shock people, but it is a release, and I'm sure it's very similar in your field.
Absolutely, and the amount of comments that I get from people who are going through the same thing, that is reaffirming, and it's like, we're all in this together. Sometimes, the job is really, really hard, but at least we can all laugh about it together.
Are you watching The Pit?
No, I need to though.
You need to watch The Pit.
I need to watch The Pit. I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, okay, they filmed in the hospital. This is real. Like,
okay, I want you do me a favor. Because
I will.
I trust you. I want you to watch The Pit on Max.
Yeah.
Okay, and then email Bjorn, and I want you to tell me if you think it's realistic.
Okay.
Because we have received 2, not in the middle.
Yeah.
We have emails from people, from nurses that say it's absolutely scarily accurate. And then yesterday we got 2 emails, because people are still sick of me talking about it, from nurses that said, come on now.
Really?
So will you please watch it? Okay.
I will.
Anyway,
promise.
back to you. Has the response to you on social, has that surprised you? What's that been like?
Very much, yeah, honestly. I was not expecting it. And I really do think it comes out of, I hope I post high quality content that actually deserves attention. And I think sometimes I do, and I think sometimes, it's kind of hit or miss, and you just roll with the waves.
Are you, because again, I think if every influencer knew what to do all the time, everyone would do it. What do you find is the secret sauce for your, other than a thirst trap? I mean, other than, and I'll
Come
just
on
say,
now, they work though.
I'm just being honest, audience. It's just, and I will say,
Have
our
you been
staff,
scrolling?
I'll say our staff has not looked through any of them.
Sure.
I'm just, right, BB? None of them. Anyway, no, all kidding aside, what tends to do well other than thirst traps for you? And I say that in the best complimentary way.
And I do appreciate that. that was definitely how it like started off.
Yeah.
And then I started gearing more into, okay, let's talk about the profession.
Yes.
And I think that's where I really landed on is I want to build a community of people, nurses, healthcare providers, everyone who can feel comfortable at coming online, sharing their experiences, and kind of create this positive environment, because there is a lot of negativity too.
A lot.
And so I really just wanted to be like, hey, let's all laugh about it. We can share our trauma together and laugh, but more in discussion.
What is your mechanism? I just thought of this as you're saying that, because whether you do something like this, you put yourself out there. You do what you do, you put yourself out there. It is an era where everyone has a microphone via their phone.
Yeah.
What is your mechanism for dealing with trolls?
Oh man, my mechanism for trolls.
Do you
I really
ignore it?
don't-
I mean, because
I
it's
do,
easy for friends to
honestly.
go, meh, just ignore it, but
It's-
you're human.
It's really easy to ignore it, actually. Like going
Really?
through yeah. And I'll be honest, there's not a ton of negativity that I've seen
Good.
against my TikTok. So I mean, that's a good thing. Maybe I'm doing something right, or I mean, need to be doing more because I don't have enough haters. I don't know.
No, I think it's great. Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you want, before we have to go, is nursing something you want to do long time? Do you want to merge it with, because you're incredibly ugly, so you would never do modeling.
Never. No.
You would never go into modeling.
No, I don't think I'll make it. So.
No, you won't make it. No, but all kidding aside,
Yeah.
do you want to merge the two?
I do. My dream has always been to be an actor in TV, film. I love all of that. And medical was just kind of the sideway. So that's like the stable income. And now social media has given me the route to hopefully bigger things. And so that is the goal. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I choke, don't save me during this hour, and you can just have
Wait
the damn
till I'm
show.
there,
Just wait
okay.
till, there we go. Give it up, everybody. You can
Thank
follow him
you.
on social media. And if you miss us, boom, there's the address. We'll put it on all of our Jason Show socials. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Thank you, my friend. Oh, what a pleasure, man. I really appreciate it. It's funny.